All right, and welcome to another episode of the Geek Remix podcast, everybody. My name is Stacy.
And I'm Mari. Stacy suggested that I talk about Monster Hunter for a bit. Um, it's pretty cool. It took me like an hour to make my character. There's so many options, and they all seamlessly go together. You can have your hair color be any way you want. They pretty much have one of those square boxes where you can choose like any color ever created.
Yeah, I saw somebody made a David Bowie avatar.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then guess what? After you're done finishing your character creation, it goes on to your cat. So you have a cat companion that follows you around. And
Like a regular
AJ.
cat or like a monster cat?
Like humanoid cat. A cat that's like the size of a cat, but it walks on its back front feet.
Like those ones in the Skyrim porn?
No, not like that. They're like they're just they're sentient cats, I guess I would say. They have their own community, but everyone has their own cat friend, and you can customize your cat's hair color, its ears, its eyes, like which color, how long its fur is, what type of tail it has. So I was like, wow, I'm finally done with my character. Oh shit, now I have to spend another half hour on this cat. Like, I know people are like, what about the gameplay? I'm like, no. This is the important part.
But the character creator is always like, I feel like the more options you give people, the better.
I was excited because because sometimes games don't have that, so you're like, oh, I guess I'll just not have the hair I have in real life. Wow, thanks for not representing me, the blue-haired girl. Jerks! But, excuse me. I still have, like, weird stuff in my chest. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so I played the game a bit, and then I tried to play with just online, just to have any matchmaking whatsoever. Apparently, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's from what I've been reading, it's pretty broken.
It's super broken, so the only way you can play with somebody is if they're already friends with you, and then you play with your friends.
Yeah.
Which is, like, frustrating and annoying because I don't have friends. Like...
Thanks for representing me, the person with no friends, game.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I need to matchmake with strangers. I don't have friends. But luckily, you can play the game solo. My friend who I played with, he was playing it solo and was like way higher above me, and I just assumed the first quest I got that said 4-person party. I was like, well, can't do it. I'm a loser. Bye. The gameplay is challenging in that it's kind of, I don't want to say it's Dark Souls, but it has the same kind of philosophy where every move you make needs to be thought about ahead of time. And
so it's got to be very difficult for you.
Yeah, it's horrible. Because in order to take a healing potion, you have to take yourself out of combat and then do it. But then you also have to sharpen your weapon, which you'll have to do several times during a boss fight. But like you have to run away and then sharpen your weapon in a corner, but out of combat, and then you have to get back in combat. But at first I was really annoyed with it, but once you get used to it, it does kind of make sense in its own way. I was told that Monster Hunter World, the one that just came out, has been dumbed down a lot from the previous Monster Hunters. I haven't played the previous Monster Hunters because they seemed so overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I think for me, a filthy casual, that is a bonus for me. I don't know if other more hardcore fans of the series are going to be disappointed, but I feel like maybe this could be one of those times when dumbing down is a bonus because it's like not too much stuff is happening. However,
and then you can get people into the series that maybe were, not feeling the complexity before.
Yeah, but I also want to validate that there's probably people out there who love Monster Hunter because it was so complex, but
yeah.
This is a very heavily multiplayer game, in my opinion. It seems as if they really want people to play on multiplayer. However...
Gross.
However, none of the multiplayer functions work, so I don't know what to think about that. I'm mad because the PC version doesn't come out for another, 6 months. And when I'm playing on my Xbox One, and I don't have the Xbox One X, so everything kind of has, this blurry look where you're like, it could look better, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
What else? Overall, it's pretty cool. I like being able to craft my armor. I haven't gotten far enough in yet to really get a feel for it, but overall I like it. It's just can be overwhelming, so I suggest they just plop you in. You're like, you can play any of these classes, and your class is just basically dictated by what weapon you happen to be holding at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's no leveling up. There's no skill trees or anything. It's only leveling up your weapons and your armor. So if you take off all your weapons and armor, you're still going to be the same amount of, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's no health bars on the monsters. You just kind of have to look at the body language of the monsters to figure out how, like, if they're close to dying or not.
Interesting. That would kind of drive me nuts.
Now, there's no health bars. There's no visible levels. Like, because what they wanted to do is to feel like you're actually hunting.
Yeah.
These big monster dinosaur dragon things. And at first I was annoyed, but then I was like, you know what, this is kind of unique. And it does make me a little bit more aware of what's happening around me rather than constantly looking at, like, different bars and stuff.
Yeah, and like calculating numbers and stuff.
Yeah. So you can see how much damage you're giving, but you can't see how much health they have left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of interesting because you fight the monsters on different ways. Like, the small monsters, they'll just die. But the big ones, like, for special hunts and to get special gear from, you want to hurt them, and then they'll run away to a different area. And sometimes, like, they'll run into another one of the big monsters, and they'll start fighting. And hopefully you can get them to keep fighting each other so that they both get their health. Like, you can just watch them fight each other and be like, okay, cool, like, I hope they die.
Yeah.
You know, I can see how that can be a cool strategy. And some of the monsters, they, like, eat the other monsters and stuff. Like, I saw it happen, and it was horrible. Like, they jumped, like, one of them jumped out. It was, like, a gigantic iguana. And it swallowed one of the other monsters, and its stomach distended. Like, it had a special animation for after it had eaten something else. So it's pretty interesting. It feels like an ecosystem when you're walking around doing whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The worlds are not, like, just flat terrain. It's very hilly and stuff. And also, they make it so you don't feel like you're stuck in a corner. Like, you can climb on a bunch of stuff. You can jump over things. Nothing's,
Mm-hmm.
like, really... And you don't take fall damage for when you jump off of stuff. So,
Oh, that's always nice.
yeah, so overall, I enjoy the game. Hopefully they get the multiplayer fixed soon, because that's a pretty big deal for your game, dude.
Yeah. I feel like if you're going to base so much of the game around people being able to get into multiplayer, if that doesn't work, then yeah.
I think it's just that so many people are playing it, fucking breaking everything, because I was told the first night when it first opened at midnight, everything was working perfectly. But by the time I started playing, I was like, how come, like, nobody's playing? Like,
yeah.
I was playing, I was, like, trying to, like, open up, like, whatever's, just, you know, whatever it is, the words you use to just find people, matchmaking and stuff, and it was, like, nobody, nothing, no one. Just, like, okay, I guess I have to find some friends or something.
So, well, that sounds entertaining.
I missed an opportunity to put Monster Hunter stuff on the screen, which I did not do.
Whoops. But... Well, hopefully you get to stream it some more, maybe, so that people can see it.
Yeah.
So, did you happen to look at the tweet I sent you where somebody made a video of well, I don't know if you should show it, though, because, like, it is a Last Jedi spoiler. Like, if you
how about we just say Last Jedi spoiler? Or it's on the screen, it's playing, but I'll just pause it.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's not like, because if you describe it, it's not really a spoiler, because I don't really think it's a spoiler to say that there's a lightsaber battle in The Last Jedi. But basically somebody took, like, one of the battles and set it to, like, Britney Spears' Toxic, and it's great.
Have you? Oh wait, you have watched it where
Yeah, yeah.
Todrick Hall had that Britney Spears Beauty and the Beast crossover.
Yes.
It was as if they had made it for Britney's like Britney Spears was secretly talking about Beauty and the Beast for years.
If you guys haven't seen that yet and you are at all a Britney or Disney fan, I highly recommend watching it. It is great. I'm a huge Britney Spears fan, so like I just was like blown away. It was really good.
I'm gonna have it play in the background with no sound and just like show
just
clips.
like a portion of it because we don't wanna.
Well, I'm not trying to see. I'm just trying to tantalize you guys.
Yeah, just play like a small section of it so they can like look at it and be dazzled, and then like.
Oh wait, this isn't it. This is the wrong one.
Well, anyways, so this happened a little bit ago, but just to follow up on like the Logan Paul story because things have continued to develop, and I feel like I'm not one of those people who feels compelled to talk about it just because it's like a YouTube story, but a lot because of like the mental health angle of it, and I feel like a lot of people look to us for like commentary about mental health stuff. So,
So what did he say? Something stupid?
No. So what happened was I think that the last time we talked on a podcast, I can't remember if Google removed him from the top tier ad program, and they also put all of his YouTube Red projects on hold. They're also, I think that they said that they were going to start like having actual people review all the material that goes into their top tier program. So like have actual people like watch all the content for the top tier stuff, because that's like, and one of the problems is, I mean, obviously like, yeah, that's great. You have people that can like watch it and make sure that nothing like this ever gets like posted again. But one of the issues, of course, is that means that like anybody who's not in the top tier program, because they're so subject to like the algorithm, like it doesn't help like the masses of content. But it should hopefully stop like, I don't know, something absolutely horrible from like going viral in the top tier of creators, So, but he put out his first video. I don't know if you knew that.
I don't really care about him enough to keep up with him on my own. I really don't think I think he's a douchebag, and I think that like everything he ever tries to do sincerely has been a lie. Like it just really pisses me off that people are like, this is the first time he's done something bad. I was like, he fakes disabilities all the time.
The video that he put out was actually like purely about suicide awareness. Mm-hmm. So he talked to a person who survived a suicide attempt, and he also talked to a couple like experts who like lead like suicide prevention programs and stuff like that.
That's cool.
I gotta be honest, like I don't really have like a too much faith in him, but like I actually teared up a couple of points in the video because like.
Well, it's because other people made the video and he was in it.
Of course. And I mean, well, he's in it, obviously. But like I teared up because I was just kind of like, it was like a much more serious look at like the issue, and a lot less of like, here's my like goofy reactions and thoughts on everything. Like he talked about like actual steps that people can take if you think somebody might be struggling with suicidal thoughts, which, people are always like, what am I supposed to do? What can I do? Like someone is sad, but I don't know what to do. And so I don't know. And
I'm glad he made the video. I just don't think his actions are sincere in any way, shape, or form.
Here's the thing, whether it's sincere or not, to be honest.
I'm glad he made the video, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, like, I mean, obviously it's better if it's sincere, but I'm not sure that I really care, because what's more important is that information gets out in front of millions of people. you
I'm
know?
glad that the information's getting in front of millions of people. I just hope that, I don't know. I'm just looking at his face and I'm just getting annoyed.
Yeah, the Onion put out a pretty funny tweet about it. It was like, Logan Paul, I didn't know that people who commit suicide actually kill themselves.
That sounds like
It doesn't?
accurate.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
I didn't know that suicide was sad.
Yeah. And I also should be pointed out, he's donating $1 million to like various organizations.
That's cool.
So I I always do respect when people are willing to kind of like put their money where their mouth is, like not just the actual money, but in terms of like, what he had said before was like that he was trying to raise suicide awareness. And it's like, okay, well, you obviously did a really bad job, but I'm glad that, like, even if he goes back to making dumb content, that at least this, which is going to be seen by a lot of people, is like actually talks about people that are trying to really make a difference in this. So,
Yeah, I think that's cool. I just hope that people don't go like, wow, he's a good person now, because in my experience with people who act like the way he does, like I'm just thinking back to like Penny Arcade and shit where they go, "Yeah, oh no, we shouldn't have done that. I donated $10,000 to a bullying association." And then a week later he goes, "Yeah, dick wolves, I love making rape jokes. Haha, I regret saying sorry." And I was just like, I'm fucking done.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I'm just saying, like, obviously I'm not a person who can really affect this man's life. That I'm just talking from my own
Mhm.
thing where I'm just like not going to really give him any sort of
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt. But it's not like I cared in the first place because I never really was a fan anyway.
See, like, it's not that I care because I was ever a fan. Like, I didn't really know that much about him before this whole thing started. I more just care because it's like if somebody can use their platform for something positive, then I'm all for it, you know? Even if it starts out as him just trying to like placate the masses and convince people that he's not a shitbag, like maybe he'll actually end up learning something out of it and like spreading a good message. So
Well, I hope that happens for him,
I
but
hope so too. And I mean, like
because that's a
people,
worse punishment, because then he'll really know what a piece of shit he was. Then he'll
oh
be
yeah.
tormented with the pain of it for the rest of his life.
Well,
And
just
like
look
he'll
at,
lay at night thinking about it, being like, now I know. Now I know I'm a piece of shit. And then that's how you really know. That's the true suffering.
well, that's like, I mean, it just reminds me of like when I was younger and like used to be like an idiot. And it's like when you like grow as a person and you like, I don't know, you realize like how like crappy some of your fuck ups were, like that's the real pain, you
What I
know.
hope is happening is that he got a grudge ghost. And the grudge ghost is just constantly just being like, what a fucking asshole you are. And he's like, oh my god, I'm sorry, grudge ghost, I'm sorry. And it's like, this isn't a European ghost, dude. I'm not going away until you die. And then he's
Hmm.
just stuck with it forever. Trying to sleep, grudge is just staring at him. Like, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. So, did you know there's going to be a John Wick TV series?
I think I heard of it, and I was a little hesitant because, well, actually, I love the quote unquote lore of John Wick.
Yeah,
Like,
so do I.
I want to know more about like that.
So
Where you're
that's what it's about.
the
The
lore.
Yeah, so like this show is not centered around Keanu Reeves' character. It's centered around the Continental.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah. So the central setting for it is like the Continental, which those who've watched John Wick know that that is the ultra badass assassins hotel.
Yeah, they have one in different countries, right?
Yeah, and so it's kind of like it's I would think that maybe it'll have like different people kind of coming and going. I don't know. I know that Keanu Reeves is set to make an appearance, but he's not the main character. I don't know if there's like a different person who's going to be the main character or if maybe it'll focus on like individual vignettes like through the eyes of the hotel type thing.
kind of reminds me of when they made the Limitless TV show and not Anderson Cooper. What's his name?
Anderson Cooper?
The guy from Limitless. He's tall, blonde, and white. He's the main character of Limitless, the movie. I used to have
Bradley
a crush on him.
Cooper?
Yes, Bradley Cooper.
Wow.
Someone Cooper, okay? I almost got it right. He like plays a character in the TV show, like his own character in the TV show, but then like there's a new main character.
It's really too bad that show did not get picked up for additional seasons, because like the second season is so much better.
Well, I watched the first season and I loved it. I don't think I've seen the second season. What? I watched the first season and I was like, this is so stupid. But then it kind of became self-aware of how stupid it was. And then it became amazing.
That's the thing is like the second season, like they really like lean into it and go like full, like
this
we're
is
just
dumb shit.
Like this is dumb, but we're going for it. And like there's so many things that there's like, I feel like there was some fourth wall breaking in there too, which I always appreciate when it's done like sparingly.
Well, because at the beginning of season 1, they try to be smart, where they're like fucking talking about DNA and shit. Mm-hmm. And then like 3 episodes in, they're like, and then I did this complicated thing, but that's boring, so I'm going to show you pictures of dogs. And I was like, yeah! I was like, yeah, you finally get it. You get it.
It has like such a good sense of humor, and it's such a shame that there's not more of it. And it's like, I don't know if people didn't check it out, because it kind of like, it looks like a really like
stupid
pedestrian like crime TV show, you know?
Well, the first few episodes are like that, but then after, when the writers decided they didn't care anymore, that was when it really took off. And just when they decided, like, instead of showing you smart shit, they're just going to tell you what they're going to do and then show you cute stuff instead because it's boring.
And they're like, hey, like, to illustrate this whole thing, I made some puppets.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I like it. Because it's not trying... Because you know how when you watch, like, Hannibal, and I know everyone says it's so good, but I can't get past the first episode because every time he says he has an autism that makes him very similar to a psychopath, I'm like, that's really dumb, and I can't keep watching. Like, or when shows are trying too hard to be smart or something, that's when I can't deal with it anymore, because I'm pretty sure most people are like, whatever.
So Facebook has announced its own like Twitch competitor game streaming platform.
Yeah, it's not gonna work because you can't grief people anonymously on Facebook.
Well, I don't know. Like, yeah, exactly. And
you
also,
can't harass people. How is that gonna work?
I don't know if they're gonna like, because I don't know. And from a streamer's perspective, like, why would you? If it were for streaming besides gaming, maybe, you know, like if it was vlogging or something, maybe, because then maybe people wouldn't have such a big hang up about showing their like real names and stuff. But I can't imagine, like, we don't even maintain a Facebook page for our channel because it's like neither
nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
I don't even have a Facebook anymore. I have a Facebook that I use just to keep up with guildmates from World of Warcraft. And then I never log in. The
only thing I use mine for is so that I have access to Messenger. But, like, I don't post anything. I have, like, 40 friends. And most of them are just like the only people that I talk to with any regularity. I just use Messenger because it's the easiest platform for us to have like a group chat.
So I don't know if what I'm about to say is true or not, but my anxiety around it is that if I stream on Facebook, Facebook is like, I need to know your name, where you are, where you live, where'd you work, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, even if you like had some sort of anonymous mode. Like, one time years ago, everyone was posting, like, funny, like, you know how when Facebook came up with the new format? Where it was just, like, and then everyone was just posting funny memes of how, like, they put formatting on their front page or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I had a picture of Miranda with Shepard's, like, creep face, like, on Miranda's butt. and then I blacked out my last name
Mm-hmm.
to, like, whatever. But people found me anyway, and they were like, well, why didn't you have your Facebook on private? And I thought I did, but apparently there was a bug in Facebook where they were able to find me and see, like, old photos of me
Oh my God.
publicly. And that was, like, a bug on Facebook, and it's like, ever since then, I was just like, I'm never dealing with Facebook ever again. Because, like, people just knew my first name, and they found me.
Yeah,
You know?
like I have, like mine is set up with like a different last name. Like I don't post, like I don't have a picture of myself. It's like I don't want, it's like I specifically, like there's very few things that I actually want to use it for, you know? And like, yeah, and even if we didn't have the channel and I didn't have like those sort of like privacy concerns, I don't really know that I would talk to people using Facebook anyway, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, and like Twitch, I feel like is also like Twitch has like such a community around it. I really cannot imagine what Facebook could do to like make people switch from Twitch.
I think it's not so much switching from Twitch in that it assumes it has a large amount of people who already have Facebook. Because you know how when you log onto a site, they're like, do you want to just log on with Facebook or Twitter?
Yeah.
And, like, you got it?
And I say no, never.
So I never use Facebook, but sometimes I use Twitter just because I'm just like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I just think that it probably might work because they already have all those videos of people you know, where they steal videos from YouTube and put it on Facebook and they get millions of views. So I'm sure,
I mean, they do have a very large potential audience. I think I don't know. I'm interested to see like whether people still have the same hangups about like privacy, I guess. Because that's the only thing that I could think would be like the biggest hurdle is like.
Yeah, but also I think, you know, in my opinion, I think that gamers kind of are anti the man, and Facebook feels like the man.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I just heard that and I was like, who the fuck do you think you are, the man? Facebook? Leave Twitch alone, that's owned by Amazon.
I deleted my profile like years ago and I didn't have it for like a year and a half, and the only reason I made a new one was like so I could keep in touch with like a few very specific people. And if they didn't use Facebook, I wouldn't have it at all, you know?
And that's how they get you.
Yeah, like you can't there's so many things that Facebook does that like I just hate. Like in order for you to have an Instagram business page, you have to have a Facebook business page. Because you have to be able to like link them together. And I was like, okay, well, fuck you then.
I'm not going to do it.
I'm not doing that. So, anyways, and then did you see the link I sent you where people are using like artificial intelligence to put characters from The Witcher to put their faces onto real porn?
Okay, at first I was like, do it the other way around, idiots. But then I was like, wait,
what?
I thought, no, because usually when I'm like, you know, modding my Bethesda games to have crazy sex mods in them, you can get like undercover mods of like celebrities and put them on there. I've never done it because I was like, I don't know, that seems kind of weird.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like, so you can put a celebrity onto one of the Skyrim bods and then, you know,
I mean, I have no doubt that people will do that.
Yeah, I mean,
well, they're already
but I'm thinking if I could do that with, like, you know, a character in a video game that I have a crush on and put that on top of a porn that I already like,
that's exactly what this is.
Then I could be like, whoa, like, the character I like doing this very specific thing I like, I no longer have to search through Pornhub or whatever for the very specific thing that I want to see. Of, like, GIFs of Black Widow or something.
Yeah.
I can just slap two things together and I got it.
Yeah, one of the issues that I can imagine happening with this, though, I think that's already starting to happen, is that like people can also use this technology to take like a real person's face or like a celebrity and to put it on like to make like fake porn.
Honestly, think about it though. Wouldn't that be a good thing? Because now you have plausible deniability. If your sex tape leaks, you're like, no, 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 no. It was computers. It
Yeah,
was
but
the
the thing
AI.
is that like nobody's gonna believe you.
Nope, because now this article's out. And I'll be like, look, AI did my face on that. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It wasn't me doing that you're seeing.
And
It was
like
somebody else.
this also means that people could like use your likeness to make money off of porn with you in it that's technically not you, so they can still make money off of it.
How do they make money? Oh, like with Patreon or something?
No, like if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm going to take this actress's face and put it onto a porn star doing this thing and then I'm going to sell the tape."
Oh, that's actually illegal. It's copyright. They have a copyright over their likenesses.
Oh, that's good.
They can do DMC takedowns. That's what Jennifer Lawrence did when her nudes leaked because it was her likeness and people were stealing it.
Yeah.
So she was legally allowed to DMCA any website that hosted them.
I just feel like even though they already have laws around stuff like that, like it still happens, you know?
You know
Like
what I feel bad about is
what?
that when I would like to say this for dudes, but we know how when an actress or whatever lets themselves be scanned for a video game, the first thing I have thought is like, dude, it's over. Like that character model is going to be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like what's her name? Negri, not Jessica Negri, Jessica Chobot or whatever. She worked for IGN and she was in Mass Effect 3 and I was like, girl, I mean, if you want that to happen, good on you, but it's gonna happen, and it sucks. Kind of like when Ellen Page was really mad that they rendered nipples on her nude body in Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls.
And everyone was like, "What's the big deal? It's just a naked body." I was like, "It's her naked body. She hasn't shown her boobs yet in a movie, so basically, you're taking like an actress's choice for when she shows her boobs is like a big deal because that's supposed to be like." One of the things you do for an art film or some shit.
Well, and it's also like that's like something that you I hate that this like that this is the way it is, but like you can also ask for more money like because it's like, oh, like
it's your boobs, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like that person hasn't like done any nude scenes yet and so this is like a big deal. And
yeah,
so it's worth
now,
more it's worth money.
So now people can take that nippled character model and, you know, do whatever they want with it. And it sucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm just wondering, like, I wonder how, like, people with their face scans feel about that happening. But I don't know. I'm not saying, like, you knew what you're getting into. I'm just wondering, like, do you know? Because if someone was like, do you want to be scanned in our video? I'm like, I know what's going to happen. And yeah. Yeah, I just, now I got onto this whole side rant of like, what's the morality of it? But I think if they were uncomfortable, they might have said something. So
I don't know. In other weird news, a family's pet chicken got an obituary in their local paper.
Oh, nice.
The chicken's name was Big Mama, and she was a 6-year-old Rhode Island Red, and this was in Texas. And it was like, it is with great sadness that we report the passing of our all-time favorite chicken, Big Mama. Not many chickens deserve an obituary, but she does. And so then it goes on for like 2 paragraphs to talk about like special memories with this chicken. And it's actually really cute.
Did it die of old age? How long do chickens live?
I think probably old age. Hold on.
How long chicken live? 20 years.
20.
Aww. Oh, this one only will live for like 6 years. That's sad.
Hold on. So the chicken had been mistreated
Oh, it was a
previously.
rescue chicken?
It was a rescue chicken. So, like, there was a chicken that had been spayed and raised alone in an apartment and then taken to the vet to be euthanized after the family grew tired of it.
What?
Yeah. So
Okay.
instead of euthanizing the chicken, the vet was like, no, I'm just gonna find another home for it. Um, so that makes me kind of wonder if maybe like it wasn't just 6 years old, but maybe those are just the dates that the family had the chicken.
Or maybe the chicken was just like already had the health problems from neglect and they
Yeah.
had to. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I don't get why people like kill animals that they don't want anymore. And this makes me think of PETA. And I want everyone listening, if you donate to PETA, I want you to know they kill like 99% of the rescues they get. And their logic is that they think that rather than risking the animal being abused again, that they should just kill them.
Hmm.
And they also think that animals shouldn't be kept as pets at all. So really they're doing a good thing by killing all the pets that they get.
Oh. Oh
Yeah.
my.
That's not a joke. That's for real. I got in a fight with PETA on Twitter. And they were like, excuse me, if you want to see the real reason, read this blog. And I read the blog and I was like, it still says you kill them. And then I was just like, so crazy. Also, they support eco-terrorists, so don't support PETA. Like,
Oh my God. It's like,
I'm not making it up. Like, I'm not being like one of those people who's like, did you know that people are lizards? Like, these are real things that happened.
yeah.
And they threaten to sue people who say it, so thankfully we're enough under the radar that PETA hopefully won't notice that I said this. But these are all, like, actual facts. They sent, like, a cease and desist letter to Cracked, where Cracked was like, actually none of the things you're saying have any weight. So then they re-uploaded the video with new stuff, and then they got another cease and desist letter. And Cracked,
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
think
they
that
can't.
one of the things that PETA always points to is that a lot of the animals that they rescue, I'm not like making excuses for them, but one of their arguments like in response has always been that like a lot of the animals that end up making it to them are miserable or dying anyway.
They're lying.
That's been their defense. I don't think that
Because
applies.
they've had undercover people go there
Oh
and they
no,
just
I
kill
don't think
them.
that could apply to all of them.
Yeah, they've had undercover people, like, they. If you guys don't believe me, just do your own research and don't believe fucking PETA, okay? Don't read their shit.
No.
But they've had people like undercover watching them like kill them in masses.
Why?
Because they think having a pet is evil and that being a pet like is wrong.
And so they can't just like, I don't know.
No, they think having a pet is wrong, and they think that like they would rather kill them than risk them like causing more suffering or something. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Like, these are people who are just like not
But I
normal
guess like
people.
if you didn't want them to suffer, like why wouldn't you just do, I forget what that ranch that I was looking at where they rescue that I was talking about where they rescue farm animals, you know? And they just have like a huge property where like
I'm talking about cats and dogs that they kill.
yeah, so why wouldn't you just put them on a property somewhere and take care of them if you don't want to let them go?
See, I don't. Probably because it costs money to do that, and they would rather spend all the money that they raise on themselves. Oops. Sorry. Oh, did you spend all your money giving money to eco-terrorists? You did! Okay. Poor people in South America are dying because of eco-terrorists. Cool.
Eco-terrorists.
Like,
What?
eco-terrorists are like people who put... So, like, in order to fight
No, I know what an
deforestation...
eco-terrorist is, but I normally don't hear that. I guess, like, I don't know. It would be like if you, I don't know,
I know it sounds friendly. It sounds cool being an eco-terrorist. You know, being like, I'm saving the planet. But sometimes the people who do eco-terrorism don't think of the human lives. And I'm not talking about, like, someone in an SUV. I'm talking about, like, people in third world countries who are not doing good things for the environment, but they're also people who are like really poor and don't have a lot of education, so they don't really understand what they're doing. And then they'll cause harm to these people who already have no food and no medical anything and be like, we won today because we saved the earth, but really they just hurt a bunch of humans who don't understand what they're doing and are only doing things so they can make money to feed their families, and really it's the fault of the corporations.
Yeah,
That kind of thing.
I don't know that I would like use like the blanket term though, because not all eco-terrorists, Mari. I usually hear the term eco-terrorist used by like conservatives who are upset that somebody was like staging a demonstration at like a construction site or something.
I don't consider that to be eco-terrorism at all. I'm talking about people who like drive metal stakes into trees so that when people try to cut them down, the blades break and kill the person trying to cut down the tree. Like that kind of stuff.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like there's like a lot of different like shades of what that means.
Violence carried out to further environmental ends.
No, I know peaceful, what it means, Mari.
No, I'm saying for the people listening.
Okay.
So if anyone who's doing violent things, if someone's just on the street going like, hey, let's raise money for whales, like,
yeah,
that's cool. Anyway, PETA sucks. I'm sorry, Big Mama, for your hard life. I'm glad that you had a happy end to your life and that you died happily.
Yeah. In other weird news, 46 tons of beads were found in New Orleans storm drains. That's 93,000 pounds of carnival beads.
That's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
You know what they should do? And this is probably one of those idea guy things. Make the beads that they sell at Mardi Gras biodegradable.
They really should.
Maybe that might be more expensive or something.
Probably.
But maybe like make them out of paper.
Yeah, but if they get...
That might be...
So they have like, you know what they could do, actually? So they have like a styrofoam replacement that is biodegradable. So I would imagine all you would have to do is make the little beads out of like, because it's like the styrofoam it's not hard, but it's firm, you know? So it like holds a shape more than paper might. So, and that's like completely biodegradable. So then if you just coated it with a color or made it a certain color, then it would be like completely safe.
Yeah, I understand that beads made of plastic in mass from other countries is probably really cheap, and I understand. Just hope, that's a lot. It was in, okay, so the city has pulled a whopping 46 tons of Mardi Gras beads from the clogged catch basins in a massive cleanup effort that took 4 months, cost $7 million, and required almost 24 vacuum trucks.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So there was 7.2 million pounds of trash that was pulled from the catch basins along the downtown parade route, and 93,000 pounds of that was beads. So there's actually like way more trash. I was literally just talking about the bead number, but like if you think about how much of just insane. Yeah.
I wonder, like, what the reason is for all that trash going down there.
And that wasn't even all of the storm drains. That was just some of them. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I think that, like, I don't know. That's one of the issues when you have, like I don't want to go all, like, we should never, like, have parades or celebrate anything because they make so much trash. But... they do
I assume that Mardi Gras is a huge part of New Orleans' economy.
Well, yeah, and like tourism, like the parade itself, and like a lot of people go there like around that time, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, do you remember when people like finally discovered that like the little plastic beads that they were putting in those face washes were horrible for the environment and they were like killing fish?
Well, this whole time, I never used them because I didn't think they were scratchy enough. I've been using the apricot scrub.
Yeah.
Which everyone tells me is bad for my skin, but I do it anyway. Because
why is it bad for your skin?
Okay. Whenever people tell me this, I'm just like, that's stupid. That's what it's supposed to be doing. They're like, it makes tiny scratches on your skin. I was like, yeah, it's an exfoliant. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. They're like, it makes tiny, like, little scratches on your skin. It's too rough. And I was like, I have to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Exfoliate a lot. I'm just a very skin-heavy person.
I use one that has used coffee grounds.
That's a good idea.
It's so good. It's amazing.
Is it as scratchy as... I feel like I need the scratchiness.
So I don't feel like it's like scratchy, but you can so I use it like all over my body, and like after I use it, like you can feel that your hands are so much softer because they've
you use it all over your body?
Yeah.
Is it a face scrub or both?
Both.
Or you're just like, I'm doing it anyway?
No, it's for both.
What is it called?
I'll have to look it up for you. Let me see if I can just like search it right now.
Because I know a bunch of people are going to be asking now. Do you feel like you absorb any caffeine through your body?
Okay, I think it's pronounced Wara. It's Juara, invigorating coffee scrub. And I bought it, like if you go on the website Birchbox, that's where I got it. But it's just great, and it smells freaking amazing. So
I think I found it.
Yep.
This looks like it smells good. The jar looks like it smells good.
Yeah, it smells great. And I mean, like, if you like coffee especially, it just like you're like, it makes you feel like, woo, this feels great, you know? Very like invigorating.
Oh, so it's a morning shower kind of thing.
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to actually keep you awake.
I don't know. You're very resistant to stimulants, and I'm very sensitive to them.
I don't think that it actually...
If I look at coffee the wrong way, I'm up all night.
Yeah. I don't think that it actually... I don't know that the caffeine like can actually penetrate your skin like that.
I think it can, or that's what I... Like, you know how they sell, like, caffeine soap?
Well, yeah.
It might be a scam. I might be an idiot.
But the thing is that, like, it invigorates your skin, but I don't think it actually, like, penetrates and gets into your bloodstream and, like, affects your like, how you feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the actor who played Barney the dinosaur is now a tantric sex healer.
Ew. Gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I mean, like, they have every right to do that, but don't tell me.
Well,
like,
okay,
don't tell me you used to be Barney.
No. But listen to this. So he's actually, okay, I feel bad because he's actually talked about how he's not really happy with, like, people focusing on the Barney angle. Because, like, the thing is that, like, I'm sure that he doesn't go around saying, like, I used to play Barney. I think it's more that, like, newspapers are latching onto this because they think it's weird. You know? But anyways, so he...
Wait, let me read the headline for the Vice thing. He started his current practice in 2004 and finds clients any number of ways, from word of mouth to converting women he's met on Tinder into believers. I think I've met a few, is prostitute a good word? A male prostitute, or is that, male sex worker? Few male sex workers who I think were asking me if I wanted to, like, buy their service. I don't know I think that's what they were doing.
Wait, what are you talking about?
On Tinder.
Are you reading the article, or are you just talking about something else?
I'm talking about meeting sex workers on Tinder.
Oh.
And he was saying that he met women on Tinder, and I'm assuming he's tantric sex business. Whatever that is.
Do you not know what tantra is?
I know what it is. I'm saying I don't know what he means by tantric sex business. Like, is he teaching them how to have tantric sex?
I was going to read it, and then you interrupted me to talk about Tinder.
Well, he said he met women on Tinder. I was like, oh, that must be like a legit thing.
I was like in the middle of reading it, and then you always stop me, and you're like, I don't know, like what? And I'm like, yes, if you just let me finish, then I would answer all your questions.
Well, you should say the answer before you bring it up.
Okay,
Therefore,
so he charges female clients, he calls them goddesses, $350 for 3 to 4 hours of like a ritual bath, a chakra balancing, and massage that can lead to orgasm.
so
And
is he giving them like G-spot massages?
I don't know, but he said that, see, Tantra doesn't always mean like actual sex. It can sometimes just mean like massage, like erotic massage, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know that he's actually the way that he said what he says is I truly wish more people would see the spiritual side of Tantra and not think it's all about sex. Sometimes people in the West can be so sad. And he's had his practice since 2004. And he said that he used his Tantra training to maintain his energy in the 70-pound Barney costume during long days of shooting. So Tantra is mostly about uh, like like keeping energy, like energy duration through long periods of time, which is why people often like use it in conjunction with like sexual stuff, because it can be about like prolonging pleasure, you know, and like staving off orgasm in the hopes that like it's more intense after a wait, essentially, sort of. But it's not like 100% focused on sex. So, anyways,
I hope he matches with me on Tinder. I want to see what that's about. I'm not paying
you have
$350
you
for
have
it.
$350 to spare.
No, but I hope I get it for free, you know.
Well, maybe you can
charms.
be like, hey, I have this podcast.
Oh, yeah, we'll give you free exposure if you tantric fuck me. And he'll be like, okay.
That's like, okay, when we were, everybody, the other day we were specifically talking about that, what's her name, El Darby person, that whole fight. Remember we were looking at that video where they were talking
Yeah.
about like this blogger who asked this like in like, I don't know, Europe somewhere. She was like, yeah, I'll like totally stay at your place and like write about it and blog and stuff and like give you exposure. And the place got really pissed off, which is their right because they're being asked for free stuff. And they like flamed her out on social media, and then like they both started like fighting with each other. But anyways, we were talking about how like when people like either ask for free stuff or like say they'll pay you in exposure, I don't know. I feel like creators are allowed to kind of like turn that offer down if they want to, you know?
That being said, we do ask for free keys from webs, whatevers, all the
We
time.
do occasionally, but like,
and then sometimes people say no, and then we go, okay.
Okay, we'll buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, it's always nice to get a free key because it can be expensive to buy like every single game. And we have been told like from like especially smaller creators, because they could track that easier, that like sometimes when we play games, like people will go buy their game. And I mean, people who watch our videos tell us that all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, like I discovered such and such game because you played it, blah, blah, blah. So, but like if somebody ever says like, no, I worked really hard on this and I would rather people pay for it, I'm going to be like, okay, fine. Like, no problem. You know? I don't think I would ever sit there and be like, well, how dare you like not give me this like free key, you know? So,
The person I'm seeing is still not over the fact that Oxenfree didn't give him a free key. I was like, yeah, but you had like 100 subscribers at the time. He's like, nope.
I'm
gonna wait till the day they come to me.
But some developers also don't give anybody free keys, you know?
I'm not the one who did it. I think they're being ridiculous too. I was like, you were nobody then. Like, why would they give you anything?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm somebody now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? It's not always about like the size of the audience too. Like sometimes it's like if a creator is small or they don't have like trust that the person's not gonna like.
There's also people who pretend to be other
Yes, all the time.
YouTubers, and then they just like steal. steal the
People
keys.
pretend to be us all the time. I get emails from developers being like, "Oh, hey, like, is this you?" Because it came from like a random email address, and they'll write these emails that look like very similar to something that I would write, except that they always sound like way more full of themselves.
I
The
think maybe they think that like the more full of them, the blah blah blah,
the more
the more
convincing it'll sound.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's like now I'm like wondering like who's pretending to be me.
No, they sound like super full of themselves, and they'll always be like, we have this many followers, and like, you're gonna get so much exposure for being on our channel. And I'm like, okay, I would never say something like that because that makes me sound like a pompous asshole. Like,
The way I phrase it is I go, hi, how are
no,
you?
don't tell
Like,
them, Mari. You're gonna give away the secrets, and then they're gonna impersonate you.
oh shit.
Which?
Well, let me tell
What
you,
are
I
you
do
doing?
a good job. I do a good job doing it. I'm very polite. And I throw in the girl angle where we're like, yeah, we can like, you know, not that way you just assumed
what
I was
kind
going
of
to
girl
say.
angle is this exactly?
I meant like we have a high female audience, so you would be exposed to a different demographic. But then I like the way I said it sounded like we were gonna double team them.
Yeah,
So
I know. You were like, yeah, I throw in like the girl angle, like we're gonna give them all the blowjobs in exchange for the keys, and I'm like,
no, I like trailed off because I was trying to think about how to phrase it, but then like I was like, oh shit, like
I cannot.
I made it sound like
get
we were
taken out of context and like made into like a pop sugar video or something.
Oh, great, sure. Geek
People are gonna
Remix
be like,
exposed.
on this podcast, Mari of Geek Remix alleges that
that she sucked dick for games, and I'm like, oh, great. I'm gonna get a call from my parents. Is this true? No.
No, it's not. Okay, so did you have anything else to add before I move on to sponsorship?
Mm-mm.
All right, so this week's podcast is sponsored by GameFly, which is a service that lets you rent over 8,000 games for Xbox, PlayStation, Wii, 3DS, and older systems. You can also rent DVDs. It includes a return envelope with postage prepaid. So it's like Netflix used to be back in the day, and I think they still have their DVD program. But in any case, so all you have to do is like when you get the game in the mail, you play the game or you watch the movie or whatever, then you put it right back in the envelope they gave it and just throw it right back in the mail. You don't have to worry.
It's like old school Netflix,
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I think Netflix still does that though.
That's weird.
Because like, well, anyways, so if you wanted to try like a free 30-day premium trial, you can visit gameflyoffer.com/geekremix. We had used it a little while. It's very easy to just, I feel like the best part of it is that like, one, you don't have to leave your house ever because you can literally just like throw the thing back in the mail. You know?
I hate leaving my house.
Well, it's like you don't have to buy stamps. You don't have to like figure out what address you're supposed to send it to. It just includes an envelope like all ready to go. So, and you can have like a game queue where it'll just like automatically, as soon as they get the one that you sent back, it'll send out a new one to you. It's cool.
I have a question. I don't know if you know the answer.
Sure.
Do they have like retro games?
Ooh, I know that they have some older systems. Here, let me see. I don't know that they have like, you mean like how retro?
It just, you know,
so
NES or,
they have,
well, that might be tough.
They have like PS2,
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, they have, they have GameCube games.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
So, okay. Now we were like, wait a second.
Wait a second. This is great.
This is a good deal. Hold on.
They also, they have like PS4, PS3, Xbox 360. They have this Nintendo Switch, of course. Like, so yeah, they have like and like PS Vita. Like, they have a pretty wide variety of systems. So.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's cool. Anyways. So, and if you wanted to check that out, you can just go to gameflyoffer.com/geekremix and have a free 30-day trial.
Cool.
Questions and topics this week. A couple people were asking for the because I think it's been a while since we talked about this, but for the Geek Remix origin story.
We met in rehab.
Oh no, I think they meant like the beginnings of the channel.
Oh.
But
sorry.
yeah.
Whoops. We
did not start the channel in rehab.
I was working for some shitty like dumb game journalist company, and I was like always being treated like shit.
Mm-hmm.
In this way that it definitely was about me being a woman. And I know that people are gonna hear this and be like, yeah, is that really true? And I was like, no, it was like for sure true. And
yeah, because it's like there are some times where you're like, you know, maybe they just don't know that they're being so insulting, and other times where they're like, oh no, they know. They're fully aware.
I mean, there was the regular old like riffing around about women and shit, but then it was like one of them, I think, had a crush on me and was, like, calling me sweet. And I was like, hey, like, I'm uncomfortable with you doing that because, like, I have a boyfriend right now. And I'm, like, not trying to, like, mess around with anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got, like, really upset and, like, all this stuff. And then, like, the boss was like, Mari, don't get him caught up in your drama. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
How is that
like,
your fault? Yeah.
It was just, like, constantly, like, why are you writing about that? What you just said is stupid. Or, like, oh, I'm surprised you're smart enough to know that. Like, it's just, like, constantly.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is fucking dumb. I don't want to do this.
Well, that's, like, you know, it's, like, when they're, like, when, like, groups, like, if it's, like, a company that's all guys and, like, there'll be, like, the one girl, because I've been at a company where it's, like, all guys and I'm the only girl. And it's like whenever anybody mistreats you, they always turn and look at you and they're like, oh, like having girls around is such a pain. And I'm like, listen, it is not my...
And then if you complain, you're dramatic.
Yeah. And I'm like, listen, like I did not ask anybody to like sexually assault me. Okay. So just fuck off.
It's really annoying because not everyone, because not, you know, totalities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, people will treat you like shit. And then if you defend yourself, you're kind of upsetting the status quo of what was going on before you came. And so they're like, what do you mean I can't talk about rape jokes directed at you? And you're like, no. And they're like, well, why are you causing so much drama? Like, this is why we don't hire women, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, or like, this is why we don't let women in our guild because they're full of drama. It's like, maybe it's you poking at them and then them being like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, you know, I've been in, like, World of Warcraft guilds where, like, women, they're always causing drama, and they, like, tell me the story, and I was like, it just sounds like you sexually harassed her until she told you to fuck off.
Yeah, and then you got upset that she, like, defended herself.
Yeah, it's, like, shit like that. So, anyway, I was done. I was like, I'm so fucking done with this shit. Call up Stacey. Hey, Stacey, you want to do a podcast? And then I was like, I'm going to make a Mass Effect Easter egg video. Wow, that somehow got 1,000 views. And then I was like, let's do a Let's Play.
Mm-hmm.
And never finished Mass Effect 2, even though we tried 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then, you know, just did that. And I was like, I want to do it. And I just used all the skills and stuff I had learned from, like, you know, I'd been in, like, different podcasts and different game journalist websites since I was 18. So I was like, now I've stolen all the good information and ignored all the stupid, dumb information you guys had. And I would say, that's dumb, and you guys would tell me to shut up. Well, guess what? I did it, and it worked out. Suck my clitoris.
And also, like, we were pretty much Let's Playing before we ever put anything on the internet. Because we used to, like, sit around while you were playing, like, Mass Effect or Dragon Age.
Yeah, we didn't know that's what was Let's Playing was. We were just, like, sitting around being sassy. Being sassy,
like, to ourselves. And then, like, at a certain point, it was just like, hey, like, we should just, like, record this so that other people can see it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your biggest pet peeves in public or in the workplace?
People who throw trash out of their fucking car window. I don't know what it is. It drives me. I just want to slam my car into their car and pull them out and kill them on the side of the road. Because I don't think they deserve to live on this planet. Like, I don't know what it is that, like, really makes me mad about it.
See,
Because, like,
it's so funny that yours has to do with trash because mine also has to do with trash.
Because, like, my car is dirty as fuck. You know why? Because I don't throw trash out the goddamn window because the world is not my trash can. My car is, okay? Like, I know that my car is messy, but at least I'm not throwing my fucking trash out the window and being like, look how clean my car is. Like, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Hate it.
It drives me crazy when people throw things into the trash that can be easily recycled.
Oh, yeah, nice shade, Stacy. Nice
No,
shade.
like it happens at work all the time. Like people, like, and it's even worse at work because like we actually have.
Stacey
like,
has shamed me into having a paper bag out for recycling.
but you still don't do it, so it obviously
I do it
work.
sometimes. I just have to get back in the habit because I dated a piece of shit who convinced me that I didn't need it. Because he wouldn't pay the $50 for the fucking recycling bin. And he was like, no, stupid. And I was like, fine, it's not worth the fight. And then I got into a bad habit. And now I gotta get out of it.
At work, it's even worse because we actually have like 3 containers next to each other for recycle. Like there's like one for cardboard and paper, and then another for like glass and plastic, and then there's the regular trash can. And people will throw like unbroken down cardboard boxes in the trash, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like the most clearly like.
You should check the cardboard box for a name. Bring it back to their desk after work is ended so nobody knows it was you. And put a little note that says, hey, if you stupid piece of shit, put this in the fucking recycling. But like say it really politely with a smiley face.
Yeah.
And then they'll really just have anxiety all the time about how they put cardboard box in the wrong place.
I'm that crazy person who will pull things out of the trash to put them in the recycling.
I'm only adding one more step after pulling the trash out.
Yeah.
Put it back on their desk and put a note that says, hey, fucking moron.
It's like even worse when it's like a glass container because like that's not breaking down, you know? Mm-hmm. That's just going on the trash heap and it's going to stay there forever. Anyways, do you have any Geek Remix life tips that you would like to impart before we wrap things up?
I feel like, you know what I would like is some sort of like relationship advice questions. Kind of like Just Between Us. Where I give
really? I hate
advice.
Relationship advice questions.
Yeah, because then I end up taking it seriously, actually. So,
I don't mind if it would be like a joke question, but I never know what to. I feel like whenever we're like, oh yeah, let's give relationship advice, the questions people ask are like so super serious that I'm like,
I know it's like we can't give a joke answer because they're like saying something that's really dark and upsetting. And you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
like,
it'll be like something like super dark and like worrisome, and I'm like, okay, so you should actually be talking to a therapist. Or
you should call the police.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'm like, no, actually, do you want me to call 911? Like, what? Are you okay? Are you in a closet right now? What's going on? But, I have an idea. So, you ever listen to the Judge John Hodgman podcast?
No.
Oh. Well, he has people come in, like, couples or friends or whatever, and they'll be like, I think that we should have the, butter the toast on top.
I've heard it advertised.
Yeah, it's actually really amusing to listen to because I'm always like, no, I know the answer. So actually, now that I have the power, I would like people to submit their disputes about who's right and who's wrong.
Oh, like, here's a situation. Who do you think? And, like, please keep it light.
No, it has to be something like, it can't be like, oh, my mom shot my dog, okay? No. Like, that's too far.
Something that, like, which is better, cake or pie? Something like
that.
Yeah.
Or, like, it's usually about, like, a couple's argument or being like, my boyfriend likes to jaywalk for no fucking reason because he's a dumbass. But I would like to walk across the street, at the crosswalk. And it was just like, that one episode, I just wanted to fly to that man's house and be like, you idiot! You're ruining everything! But anyway, and that's why I want people to ask us to solve their debates.
Because you want to tell people what to do.
Yes!
You want to be the boss.
Because I listen to Judge John Hodgman podcast, and I'm sitting there, and he usually says what I'm thinking, but sometimes I want to personally tell this person, like, what the fuck are you thinking? And it's always over trivial things, but
Yeah.
like trivial things that really matter a lot.
Like jaywalking?
Yeah. Where like, you want to cross the street and then the person you're walking with jaywalks and then like you're too nervous and you're like, God, and the crosswalk's
Well,
right
that just
there.
means that you're kind of a wimp.
Well,
if you're not going to run out into the middle of the road, I don't know, we can't be friends.
He was purposely jaywalking to try and like help her learn to be more aware. It was like some stupid shit.
Okay, that's dumb.
It was like how like sometimes guys will like say shit and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because they'll be like, no, I'm trying to teach you how to like do this and this and this by like farting on the couch. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, probably women do it too, but like I feel like a male-female dynamic, dudes will do this thing where they're like, I'm just trying to teach you how to do when they're really just doing something really inconvenient for you.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes women do that in the like, I was trying to give like quiet signals about this thing that I really should have just been upfront about,
That's a good point.
But
then guys will be like,
I was dropping all these hints about this thing that I really want you to do instead of just telling you, like, and, avoiding this whole, like, song and dance. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think people think I'm really weird because, like, in my relationships, they'll just go, hey, I want to go out, like, once a month. And they'll be, what? Huh? That was, like, really direct about what you wanted. Like,
yeah.
I don't go like, oh, I wish like we could go like to the movies. Sometimes I go, hey, this is what I want, very bluntly.
Yeah, I think I'm like way past the point in my relationships where I don't speak my mind,
Yeah, I don't have time.
Yeah, I don't have
I know
time.
it's less romantic for them to not
also,
secretly, psychically know what you want, but...
Well, but also, like, I really don't like it when people aren't direct with me. Like, I hate it when it's like someone's thinking about something and it's like you can tell that they're thinking about something and they're just not saying it. And I'm like, you just need to tell me because I cannot read your mind, Well,
the anxiety is about, waiting to hear it. And you're like, just say it.
No, I don't get anxious. I get pissed. And then I'm pissed at them for, like, something that they haven't even done yet,
I'm mad that you have not already integrated your brain into mine.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed. Mad.
So pissed.
Fucking mad.
If that's about it for us today, I think we'll wrap things up here.
Wait, did we give any actual advice or did we just yell?
No, we just said you send us your problems, but not those types of problems, so that Mari can tell you what to do.
It has to be trivial disagreement. Trivial disagreements is what I want. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah says that she wants to, trade my pudding for her sandwich. Is this a fair deal?
So-and-so says that this is the best Pokemon card of all time. I think it's this one. What do you think? Yeah.
Or, like, my life partner likes to sleep next to the bed with a sound machine, but I think it's fucking loud and annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Who's right? Who's wrong? Mari Judge Hodgman podcast. Wait, no.
You cannot use somebody else's likeness, Mari.
I'm going to put on glasses and grow a mustache.
I mean, isn't that already... No.
Don't you talk shade about my upper lip hair,
I've been meaning to talk
waxed.
to you about that. Now seems like a great time.
No, it actually is like a problem because it grows in so thickly. That's why I have to get it waxed, and it like grows faster than the rest of my body. So like I get my legs and the rest of my body waxed, and that grows in slowly. Like 3 days later, my mustache is back, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I like have such a strong masculine mustache.
Mm-hmm. I think we're about good for today. So as always, this podcast is thanks to our supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, throw us $1 or whatever, you can go to patreon.com/geekremix. We're making progress towards our next goal of game roast videos. So if you want to be able to vote on which games we give the special treatment to, you can support us there. If you want to keep in touch with me, in between stuff, whatever, you get it. You can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Geek Remix a lot. So yeah. What about you?
You can find me at Geek Remix on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. I don't post that much on Instagram. Mostly just pictures of my dog because my family follows me on there. By the way, my mom still confuses the comments on my pictures with me, and then she'll call me up about the comments that our followers leave.
That other
And be
people
like,
left?
yes.
Wow.
She'll call me and be like, I can't believe you said that nasty thing, and I'm like, Mom, that was somebody else.
Oh
Unfollow me. Like,
all right. Well, I think that's about it for us today. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.
okay.
Bye.